Yo, check it out. Welcome back. You know what it is, Home Inc. TV. Hustlers on a mission. Everyday shit media. Sponsored by dividendsapparel.com. Remember, whatever you do it capital. Create a positive impact today and later. Fuck them haters. Get your paper straight like that. And y'all know we back here in the lit house for another R&R session. So you go ahead, relax. You know what I'm saying? Get you some rest and relaxation here while you check out the reactions from a real nigga reactions right here. R&R moment right here. You see, as you can see the title, Project, hold up. Project 2025 explained. We only about 4 months away from Project 2025. Well, from year 2025, we're gonna see what's up with the project. I know y'all probably been hearing about shit. They got people out here a little worried about a lot, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna dive in right here. Hope everybody's Sunday good. You know what I'm saying? And I hope I'm able to help you make it better. So we're gonna go ahead and drop this like that.
Project 2025. It is a blueprint you've been reading up.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we'll be taking a deep dive into the political story that has everybody talking, Project 2025. What is it? Who's behind it? And should we be worried?
We are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless.
Be afraid.
If the left allows it to be.
Be very afraid.
Before we talk about what Project 2025 entails, we need to know who published it. That honor goes to the Heritage Foundation, a very influential conservative think tank in the United States. Heritage has been trying to guide U.S. policy via the Republican Party since Ronald Reagan's landslide election victory in 1980, publishing its first mandate for leadership, of which Project 2025 is part, in 1981.
Several people who were part of Trump's administration, part of his campaign in 2016 and 2020, who have shifted over and played a role in Project 2025.
As the year would suggest, the Project 2025 mandate is a massive document full of policy and governmental proposals outlining what initiatives an incoming Republican government should take, in Heritage's view, if the party wins the 2024 election.
It's a blueprint for a radical far-right takeover of everything in the U.S. government.
The entire idea for 2025 began back in 2022, ahead of the next election campaign. But if a mandate for leadership has been published by Heritage every election cycle for over 40 years, what's so special about this iteration? Well, to put it bluntly, Project 2025 lays out some unprecedented changes to the American government, akin to rebuilding it from the inside out.
2025 would roll back our fundamental freedoms, undermine our democracy, and gut checks and balances.
It started making headlines in July 2024, though some outlets were reporting on it in June, only a few months before the election and during a turbulent time for both campaigns, with an assassination attempt on Trump and Biden pulling out of the race in the same month.
Project 2025 is designed as a government in waiting if Trump or any conservative president returns to office.
The thing that initially started attracting attention to this year's mandate was its language, frequently using terms like woke and radical, and suggesting that the US government has been infiltrated by liberal ideas at the top level. This feeds into the ongoing culture war debates, which are affecting the entire world as well as the US, but it suggests extreme measures to tackle social issues.
The other controversial positions in this document: banning abortion drugs by mail, barring transgender people from military service.
This includes the increasing criminalization of some forms of contraception and abortion, getting rid of Medicare, mass deportations, no longer protecting LGBTQ+ people from discrimination, abolishing.
Boy, they get rid of Medicare. Boy, look here. I was just working for them people. Boy, they already stopped them people Medicaid when they on Medicare. Boy.
Affirmative action, and making adult films, videos, and other X-rated material.
Before they shared the spotlight, did I just hear a bottle pop? Pop this one.
And the last table. Someone.
Material
Cheers.
illegal.
Proposals include higher taxes on lower income Americans, increased student loan payments, and major cuts to Medicaid.
It also wants to roll back measures to limit climate change, going as far as to advocate for the abolition of NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, responsible for weather forecasts and ocean exploration.
If you earn $400,000 a year, you would get a tax cut of about $14,000.
Despite the project basing itself largely on the belief that Trump will be reelected in 2024, and he is now the Republican nominee, since this has come out, Trump himself has disavowed it, writing online that he has, quote, no idea who is behind it, and that, quote, I disagree with some of the things they're saying, and some of the things they're saying are absolutely ridiculous and abysmal. However, media outlets have claimed that between half to 2/3 of the authors and editors are former Trump administration officials. And as a group of hackers discovered when they broke into the Heritage Foundation on July 10th, many of the people funding the Heritage Foundation had senior jobs under Trump during his administration. The disavowal is also despite Heritage itself alleging that much of its 2015 mandate guided Trump's policymaking throughout his 4 years in office.
Project 2025 was created by some of Donald Trump's most important advisors as a blueprint for what he could do if he gets back into the White House again.
And this is despite Heritage itself alleging that much of its 2015 mandate guided Trump's policymaking throughout his 4 years in office. But while culture wars and social issues remain hotly debated throughout America, there are other parts of 2025 that have been derided not only by Trump, but by many senior politicians in both parties. These include the total abolition of the Department for Education and defunding the Department of Justice.
The playbook also outlines a plan to bring many federal agencies, like the Department of Justice, under more direct presidential control.
This latter policy perpetuates the idea that the 2020 election was unlawful and rigged against Trump, the same sentiment that led to the January 6th insurrection in 2021. People have also expressed concern about the way Project 2025 wants to restructure the FBI, making the FBI director personally accountable to the president. Many have said that this is an attempt to bring the FBI under the total control of the president, with other parts of Project 2025 also serving to bolster the president's position.
The authors of Project 2025 want Trump to issue an executive order that makes it easier to fire government workers than replace them with what the project calls an army of loyal conservatives.
It also wants to fire most, if not all, current State Department employees and change the rules so that new employees don't need to be approved by the Senate, meaning the president can appoint whoever they want in high-level jobs.
For Project 2025, dismantling the administrative state means purging the civil workforce of tens of thousands of federal employees and replacing them with conservative, pre-vetted picks.
It wants to end the current rules that federal jobs should be appointed based on merit and allow political appointments of people loyal to the president and the party.
Where you fill out a form that essentially indicates if you are loyal to President Trump or not.
Even more concerning, there are measures outlined that would give potential employees questionnaires to find out their views on certain issues and policies, which many have presumed would mean that people who don't agree with the president wouldn't be able to get government jobs.
2020, he ran an effort to purge people from the Trump administration considered not loyal enough to Donald Trump.
Many more policies and ideas are outlined too in this extraordinarily long document.
We're talking about higher student loans. We're talking about higher taxes for working class Americans.
While the Heritage Foundation led the effort, more than 100 different conservative organizations contributed to it, though some have since also distanced themselves from the project. The Heritage Foundation's current president is Kevin Roberts, and he said a lot of similarly controversial things to the press while defending Project 2025.
We do have to initiate the largest mass deportation project in the history of this country.
Specifically, people have picked up on his interpretations of the U.S. Constitution, as he said that the Constitution doesn't say that Americans are free to do what they want, but free to do what they ought. And what they ought to do, in his view, aligns with the Bible's teachings.
Project 2025 also plans to maintain a biblically based definition of marriage and family. Yes.
2025 has now been latched onto by the Democratic campaign, with Biden and Kamala Harris making posts across social media saying that Project 2025 is essentially a roadmap for what the Republican Party wants to do should Trump get reelected.
Folks, Project 2025 is the biggest attack on our system of government, our personal freedom that has ever been proposed in the history of this country.
They and many other pundits have cast doubt on whether Trump is being honest about his lack of involvement in 2025, given the close ties many of its authors and contributing organizations have to his previous administration and his current campaign. But it's crucial to note that there's no evidence that Trump himself does support 2025.
Donald Trump has picked his new running mate, J.D. Vance, and if elected, he will help implement the extreme Project 2025 plan.
Tired of overpaying for rent? What if we told you that you could live somewhere for only $119 a week? It's not a trick. When you live in a pad split, you get everything you need, all for one low weekly payment. What's the catch? There isn't one.
Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance, has also tried to distance himself from it, though continues to support some of its ideas, namely the ones about restructuring the government.
There's some good ideas in there, Rob. There's some things that I disagree with, but most importantly, it has no affiliation with the Trump campaign.
Other politicians and political analysts have pointed out that these overhauls to the government may not be possible with executive orders alone, and rely on the Republicans controlling the House of Representatives and the Senate. As of 2024, Republicans have a narrow majority in the House of Representatives, while the Democrats have a similarly narrow majority in the Senate.
So you cannot eliminate an agency without Congress agreeing to that. Congress has the power to create agencies and to eliminate agencies.
Ultimately, Project 2025 is one in a long line of plans for government published by right-wing think tanks to try and steer Republican presidents in the direction they want.
He's going to fill all these positions with his cronies. So get ready for FBI Director Lee Greenwood, God Bless the USA Bible for only $59.99.
The Heritage Foundation itself says it's seen a lot of success with the implementation of its mandates, including by Reagan and Trump, though many of the ideas it presents aren't new. But it's been described by many leading scholars and political scientists as, quote, authoritarian, with many concerned that the reforms are attempts to destroy the governmental system America has been building for over 200 years.
There's something like 90 million people on Medicaid in America, 38 million children. So you're right. It is not just some urban program for a few poor people.
At the same time, these policies don't have the broad support of American politicians or the American public. More than half of Americans in recent polls support women's reproductive rights, believe in human-driven climate change, and support laws to protect LGBTQ+ people from discrimination. It's up to you to decide what you think of this contentious issue and whether it truly has no ties to the Trump campaign, as he and his team are saying, or whether he's more involved, as the Democrats are saying. And that was Project 2025 explained.
Project 2025 will destroy America. Look it up.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
Project 2025. Hey man, I'm speechless. Let me know what you think about that shit in the comments. Go ahead, like, subscribe, share. You know what it is. The Lit House. Whatever you do, let the light within you shine bright, my brothers, my sisters. Y'all handle y'all business. Know what I'm saying? Love yours, you and your family. Hustle on a mission every day. Home Inc. TV, sponsored by dividendsapparel.com. Remember, whatever you do, make sure you do it capital. Create a positive impact today and later. Fuck them haters. Get your paper straight like that. And remember, real niggas do what they want to do. Bitch niggas do what they can. Hoe ass motherfuckers gonna talk about it. And fuck niggas gonna hate. Regardless, dog. I promise you that.